Lacey, who'd you talk to this week?
I had the opportunity to talk to Tyler Bennett. He is a senior on the men's soccer team. And if any of you guys know this guy, he is just kind of the Energizer Bunny. He reminds me a lot of my sister. He's one of those people that just, like, can't not be doing something, if that makes sense. He can't be sitting still. He's always working, whether it's to make himself better as a player or helping out other people. And that is just what he did this summer.
So here it is, Lacey and Tyler Bennett.
I am here with Tyler Bennett. He is a senior on the PLU men's soccer team. Tyler, before we get into anything, I just want to ask you about a game you guys just came off of against Willamette where you scored the game-winning goal, which is really exciting. Could you just kind of like paint a picture of how that happened? What time was it in the game and how exciting that was for you?
Right. So this is during that whole stormy weather weekend, and like in this game, late in the game, 83rd minute, we're just grinding it out. It's a real tough game, and like the ball was down in our defensive half, and we countered out. And Eddie took the ball up the line. He's super fast, so I started on my own 18. I had to just belt it down the field, and just like I had the wind at my back, so it felt easy. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going fast. Then, like he just put like a perfect ball in, and I really just had to tap it in. And I'm just like, yes! Like, I'm so glad I put it in.
And that was your first goal of the season?
Of the season, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Usually I play like midfield or defense, so I don't really get to shoot very often. So 100% shooting on the year, that's a pretty good percentage, so I'll take that.
That's really good. That's awesome. I was actually able to see a Snapchat video of it on someone's story. It was Julia's, but that was pretty cool to see.
That too. Watched that a few times, not gonna lie.
Okay, so what are you studying here at PLU?
Oh, I'm an econ major and a business minor.
Okay.
I used to be environmental studies, but I kind of switched out of that. But I do plan to go back to it, so yeah.
And then, so tell us a little bit. The reason I'm interviewing you is because I heard about kind of the summer you had and what you did over the summer. So can you kind of just take us through what you did?
This summer, yeah. So I kind of wanted to switch things up from my normal summer. Like I just wanted to do something that I love to do, which is soccer. So I just filled up my schedule with everything soccer related. I did my usual reffing on the weekends, which pays pretty well. Plus I love it, and I get to, hobnob with all my old coaches from different clubs and my own club too. And I coached a U17 Crossfire team. It wasn't my team, but I helped coach. He asked me to come in a couple times a week and just kind of run training for him, which was really fun. And besides that, I had like a couple personal trainees that I trained. They were kind of going into their season and wanted to sharpen up their skills. And I'm like, yeah, I'll help you out, no worries. And then I worked at Soccer West, too, like on the retail side of the game, which is super fun because it was in my hometown and near my home club of Crossfire. So people would come in with all sorts of questions, like not even related to just the merchandise in the store, and I'd just be able to answer anything and just strike up conversations with the people about the game, which I love doing. So I had a lot of fun doing that. And besides that, I really just kind of played, trying to sharpen up my own skills, get my touch going into the season because, we come into PLU preseason like August 16th, just super early. So I had to get going as much as I could. So, yeah, just soccer all summer.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So Soccer West is the retail store, and that's located in Redmond, and you're from Redmond. So did you live mostly there this summer? Were you on campus? Were you able to see some of your teammates? What was that like?
I pretty much stayed in Redmond most of the summer. I came and visited a couple times here in Tacoma or Parkland, but most of the time I spent in Redmond. I mean, it was really convenient. The location's like literally right down the street from my house in downtown Redmond, booming area, so it was kind of fun. It's favorable for me to stay there, especially with all the reffing and the coaching I was doing. It's kind of all in the same area, so I tried to stay there as much as I could. But there's a Soccer West in Tacoma too, so I transferred. So I'm working there right now. Just once a week with the scheduling, but yeah.
Awesome. And you said you were able to ref some games. Did you ref older people, younger people? What was that like?
Yeah, so I refed from ages like to U8 up to over 40. Like I just all over the spectrum. It's really different. Like the U8, you really have to teach them to play. Like they don't really know. That's the age where they kind of cluster up and just run around the ball and just like kick. It's kind of cute to watch, but it's just like, oh my gosh, this is not soccer yet. So like literally I'd be out on the field just like basically coaching as a ref. Like, I'd whisper in a kid's ear, like, you should probably stay right here. You're going to get the ball. And then they'd get it and go down and score. I'm like, I told you. Like, yes. But then on the other side, like, the older guys, like, over 40 and what have you, even, there was, like, an 80-year-old out there. I was impressed by that. But they pretty much, like, ref themselves. Like, they'll be yelling at you, like, oh, this was our ball. I'm like, it really wasn't, but you're mad. Like, so it's kind of fun. I mean, those pay really well, too, because the league knows that no refs like to do those games. So, but it's fun. Like, it's local league games for me. As long as it's part of the game, I'm enjoying it. So, yeah.
And as far as Crossfire, that was your team growing up. Did you play for them all through your youth?
Yeah, so that was my first premier team that I played for. I started at U12. I played there all the way to U18. And I had, like, a ton of different coaches there. Like, for some reason, the turnover for coaches for my team was, like, 1.5 years, which is good and bad. Like, we got a lot of different types of coaches and coaching styles coming in, which, for me, I want to become a coach. And I have a lot of different styles to draw from, so I liked it. But also, all those coaches are still in the area, or they've moved on to become coaching directors, or moved on to different clubs. So in Redmond, there's like this soccer complex called 60 Acres, with like a ton of fields, like 28, I think. And they come from all around, and I see them, and I just kind of catch up with them, and I'm like, oh, you're at this club now? Like, I'm trying to become a coach. Like, do you have any openings? Like, yeah, we do. And then I'll go to another guy, like, oh, you're at that club now? I'm trying to become a coach. Like, you have any openings? Like, yeah. So I've been talking to like 3 different clubs, and they all kind of want to compete to have me as a coach. But hopefully compete. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. I've just been trying to build a network, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you were surrounded by soccer like all summer. How were you able to squeeze in time for yourself in developing your own skill there? Yeah,
so I didn't sleep much. Yeah, I pretty much wake up in the morning like 9 o'clock and just go straight to the park. I had this close friend of mine who I was fortunate enough that he just wanted to help me train. So just whatever. I had a bunch of cones. I got a bunch of balls, and we got a ton of parks and fields like close to my house. So we just go in the morning, just kind of kick around, and like I have a bunch of drills that I think up and I've drawn from my past coaches. So it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not playing on a team. I'm kind of just doing my own stuff. But as like the technical player that I am, like that's kind of what I prefer to do. Mm-hmm. And I use my imagination to make a game like, but that can only go so far. So what was cool. There's a guy in my high school who has got a turf field in his backyard, and he'd put on pickup games from like 8:30 to 11:30 twice a week, and like all the Soccer West employees, we all became friends, and we're all from the Redmond area, like all Redmond alums, so we'd all just go over to his backyard and play pickup soccer after work. So I got some playing time in. I mean, it's not the same as it is here at PLU, but I mean, it's touches nonetheless. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Thankful for that.
And so you kind of got to broaden your soccer network, I guess. Is coaching is something you want to do in the future? Do you want to stay in this local area since you got to know a lot of people? What does your future look like after PLU?
Let's see. I'm going to stick with the reffing for sure. I'm going to try to become a coach at whatever club I can. I want to, I already have a coaching license. I'm going to build on that and there's like different levels of coaching licenses that you can get. I'm going to keep trying to go up in that. And I want to coach at a premier level, at a club level. I want to stay kind of at Crossfire because I know, like, so many people within the club already. And I know, like, the president of Lake Washington Youth Soccer Association. I know like, the chief financial accountant of Crossfire, who her son is an alumni of here, too. The Maneos. Yeah, we're recruiting their young one right now. And, I mean, whatever I can do, really, in the soccer world. I kind of want to work for the Sounders in the MLS. That's going to be, like, probably like a 5-year dream of mine. Like, I want to kind of just build up in the soccer career, just build my foundation, all these different types of jobs, just kind of come at it from whatever angle. And, like, I want to stay in the retail business, Soccer West. Like, I already kind of have, like, a manager job set up with them. They're kind of playing around because they got like 6 locations, but they're always kind of getting new managers. They're in a weird situation right now, but it kind of opens up a door for me right there. So, I mean, I got options. I'm going to like it no matter what it is because it involves soccer. So I'll be happy.
Yeah,
So.
it sounds like you're set. I grew up playing Arsenal, so
Oh, yeah?
so you say Crossfire, and I just have to cringe a little. I'm like, nope, it's not the right team. Anyways, so you guys are heading to Eastern Washington this weekend to play Whitman and Whitworth.
Yeah.
What are you expecting out of those games?
We expect a win is what we expect, but we know it's going to be tough. Whitman is probably the easier of the two teams for us. We didn't have the best result against them last time here, but that was kind of a fluke in our minds. We're a much better team than that. So we do expect to win out of the Whitman game. Whitworth, on the other hand, is a whole different story. They're traditionally like top of the league almost every single year. Their style of play is just way different than anybody else. They like to just spread the field out, just pass as much as you can and make you come chase the ball and get it off them, which is tough because they use their keeper not as a keeper, but as like another defender and another field player. So it's essentially, I mean, yeah, it's 11v11, but it is 10v10 if you have the goalkeepers, but they make it 11v10. Mm-hmm. So we just know that we're going to have to play our game, and which is kind of a high press on defense and very counterattacking. So once we get the ball, like, we're going to go to goal. And we have the players to do that. Like Eddie Naw, he's been phenomenal for us this year. Mm-hmm. And we're going to look to punish those guys on the counter, definitely. But we also know that we have to win out to have a chance to take the league this year. So we're coming off some good momentum with a few wins under our belt. Yeah. And we're going to see what we can do.
Awesome. Okay, well, good luck to you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.